OCO, Teju, this is Firebird Grey Wolf reporting from Native Voices Turtle Island. In honor of Women's Month, I have invited some Indigenous celebrity, which are women. And today our guest is someone very special to me, a longtime friend and sister. Her name is Donna Coane, Coane, and I will let her introduce herself.
Well, Seiko, everyone. That is hello in Mohawk, and I'm Donna Coane. My native name is Sunha Skamindo, which means small deer, and I am happy to be here and honored to be here. And yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Donna, doing your biography, I see that you are a Reiki master. Can you tell us a little bit about your profession as a Reiki master?
Sure. So I got certified in 2016, and I was already doing a healing light system prior to that since I was 41. But I guess I also can say that I left out was that I was kind of doing something as a such way before that. Even when I was very young, I knew I had something there, so I was using what I thought would be a healing technology even back then. And so, anyways, Reiki involves the seven chakras, and what it does is that it invites the universe to come to you, but also for you to take that energy and put it into whoever you're giving it to and whoever is receiving it. And so using the universe, it basically is a whole wide range of helping someone, no matter whether it's cancer with chemo or radiation, or someone that's just plain you know having a hard time with their health, no matter what it is, what disease it is, or what virus it is, or bacterial, or whatever it may be. Um, it definitely helps. We also have our doctors and nurses that, have to be part of that too.
Right.
We're just an extension of that is all, or just a little bit of an extension from that. So, I never, even though, that's the kind of work I do, I always say, I use the word healer very, very carefully. Um, so
Right. How is Ricky applied? I told you before I know of chi, but I'm not sure just how Ricky is applied to the body.
Okay, so in Reiki, basically, you're not supposed to use the hands per se, um, because you're not allowed to touch the person. But if you are a licensed nurse or doctor, or especially a massage therapist, you may touch the person legally. Um, so basically, I use a non-touch uh, system, but sometimes I actually do use a touch, especially with animals. So, basically, we're taking that light energy and we're putting it, or that Reiki, we're putting it over that person in certain chakras. And each chakra has a color to it. So,
Oh, really? Can you
so that
explain to
color,
the audience about the chakras?
yeah, so you have basically your, I'm gonna list it into the Haudenosaunee, healing light. It's easier. So basically, you have the green, and then you have red, a red chakra, and then you have also a purple, a blue, which actually is also like a turquoise, and then you have the orange and the yellow. Now with Reiki, you have basically a clear up above here, then you have your purple, and then you have your turquoise, then you have your, of course, your green, which is your heart here. Then it goes down to yellow, orange is opposite, and then your red. Your red is your roots, all your roots, which is your hands and your feet is your root. And so that basically, that light of that Reiki is applied to each chakra. So each chakra area above the third eye, the throat, the heart, the abdominal here, the our part where we reproduce, our reproductive area, and then our roots, of course, which is our hands and feet. So those chakra colors representations are applied to those areas. We also use symbology. So like chakra ray, there's like some. It's going to show up opposite on the screen, I think. But chakra ray, where it's a symbol. Each symbol represents something. Like for example, if I'm doing a distance Reiki, which is where I'm doing it from my home to someone, sending it to someone, I would be using a distance type symbolism before I start the Reiki. So normally, also with like if I'm teaching, because I teach also Reiki's levels 1, 2, 3, master and teacher. When I'm attuning a student, I basically have a certain symbolic symbol that I use to attune that person. And also, one thing that I want to mention is I also clear chakras for people too. Clearing the chakras also. So
Now you go ahead.
so basically, clearing the chakras, that's usually a master Reiki master that does that. Um, so
You said you do on animals as well.
yes, I'm also certified in animal Reiki too, and I do use it on animals. And the only difference with animals is they still have chakras. Animals still have chakras,
Oh,
and
they don't.
they do. Yes,
Oh, they
they
do.
they do. Animals still have chakras throughout their body. And the only difference is that with like a person, when I do a person, it's usually anywhere between a half hour to an hour. But with animals, they only need that little bit, like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, because it's very strong for animals. And an animal will let you know when they're done, when they don't want to be bothered no more. They will let you know. But
Now,
that's the difference.
is animal chakra more newer art of healing? I've never heard of it before.
Um, Not really. I think that's always been there, you know. I think recently there's been more attention to it than there ever was with the animal Reiki, I would say. Um, but I think it's always something that's kind of been there, I would say. It's just that I think it gets more attention. The Reiki that we use that is ancient, um, that's been there for centuries and centuries and centuries,
Oh,
centuries.
wow.
You
She
know,
learns.
and so the animal Reiki did come a little bit later,
uh,
a little bit later, but
this is the first day I've ever heard of it. I didn't know it existed. I never hear any healers speak of it. You open up my world of a little bit more knowledge. How many pets do you have, Donna?
okay. So we have a Great Dane that's 2, and right now she was diagnosed with Addison's disease. Animals can get Addison's just like we can. Usually it's dog, horses, and us, and so she's not. She sounds like she's well, but she's not quite well yet. She's on
Oh,
road to recovery. And anyway, she's going to be 2 in April. And then, and that's our 4th Dane. We've had 3 prior to that. This is our 4th. And then, I think what helped her was doing Reiki for her and healing
mm.
light. I think those really helped her. Um, and then our Harley, who is a long-haired Chihuahua with an attitude.
Like mine. He's half Chihuahua.
Yeah. Nope.
He
Nope.
thinks he's as big as your.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. And then, of course, we have a cat, and the cat is best friends with our Dane. They are best friends. They do everything together.
Yeah.
Sleep together, eat together. They're best friends. Yeah.
My grandchildren, I was just talking to them on video and they were petting our cat. I think I told you she's like 17 or 18 years human life. And that caressing, I guess, really does help, for healing of the body and the emotions. It's just wonderful. She doesn't even look old. She looks very youthful.
Yeah. 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 So, with the healing light, that's more of a native end of healing light. I was um, taught that through oral teaching, um, and that's how I became and sufficient to be, you know, helping with that also. So I do both. I absolutely do both.
Do you know if horses have chakras too? Horses, I love horses.
Yes,
And have
horses.
you ever dealt with horses?
No, not yet. Not yet. A lot of dogs, a lot of cats, fish, um,
Fish?
fish, yeah. Once a chicken. Um,
Wow, the two things I eat.
yeah, yeah. Yep, chicken, and
I better think twice now.
yeah, right. But yeah, all animals, no matter what they all have chakras. You know.
Amazing. You are also a spiritual traditional healer. Does that fall Ricky fall under that, or do you add other forms of spiritual healing?
Okay, so in that I add absolutely I do. One is herbal healing, um,
Oh,
using using wild plants, and
wild plants.
that kind of falls into that category. But also the Reiki kind of does. The healing light kind of does, and wood, and also the other things I'm certified in also kind of contributes to that
Can
also.
you can I have a friend that she heals with flowers,
Uh,
and that's her specialty. She sent me some aromatherapy spray and things like that. Do you deal with aromatherapy? You deal with plants, and how do you apply that to your healing?
okay, so I also will suggest aromatherapy too, along with placement of oils, but also I do use like wild medicinal plants too, and it's either grounded up or it's made so that it's consumed as like a tea. I do have a few that are like sprays, and I think that's a something easier to actually give someone is actually a spray. So I do sprays too.
Do you have your own line of products for plant healing?
I don't, only because I make suggestions for people, and then
Oh,
I send them, and I send them a link, and say this is what you can actually use. I tell them how to use it, how to um, I guess how to get a hold of it. I have made certain things here though, for people. I have done that, and for us here too. So
you have
I do.
so many skills. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a humble person.
Mm.
You are a life coach. Can you,
Yes. Okay. So a life coach, basically, what I do is I kind of put people uh, back into a easier life. Um, give them tips and help them get back on that path. I guess that better path. Um, help them get more organized with life, and a lot of times it takes that person themselves to do that. Everybody has that in them to help themselves. You know, and so it's basically guiding that person to a better life,
a better life?
an easier
That's
life.
awesome.
Yeah.
And you are an ordained First Nation ministry.
Yeah, so I do certain things underneath that. um I'm not Christian per se, but
Me either.
but I do like I do weddings. I've done I'd say I've done combination with Christian wedding with me, because one partner may be one thing, the other partner is native, and they've asked for it, But mostly I stick to the Algonquin way of wedding, is what I do.
Now,
That's what I know, and that's what I do.
now, do you do the weddings and things in your native regalia, or you dress in civvies that we wear today, every day?
I think mostly it depends. It depends on what's asked of me. If I'm asked to wear regalia, then I will. But I basically have you know, nice clothes that I can wear that are, appropriate.
That's exciting to know. Very exciting. Yes. And can you tell me about EFT natural medicine?
Okay, so EFT is emotional freedom technique. That's what it represents. EFT is the best way to explain it is like acupuncture without the needles, but you're actually tapping certain areas of your body. So basically, you would like tap your forehead, then you would go down to, you tap your eyes, and then your throat, and then you would go to your shoulders, and then to your heart, right? And that's all EFT. So what you do is that person that is doing the tapping, right? They would say, "This is what's happening with me." So they would basically talk about the negative aspect, and then you go back and you do the tapping again, and it would talk about the positive turnaround and something positive. So that's how EFT is done.
Oh, can you tell me what countries these arts originated in?
Okay, basically, all these arts are basically, well, Reiki is from Japan, EFT is
Mm.
right from here, and TFT, which is, I wrote this down so I don't get tongue tied. Thought thought field therapy. There we go. I'm looking at my notes. Thought field
The
therapy.
pickles.
I didn't say it backwards. That's how I wrote it down. Thought field therapy. That's basically talking about your thoughts. What's in your thoughts? How can you change your thoughts? How do you change your
Really?
thoughts? Can you actually, use your thoughts to make something happen by thinking that it's already happened? You know. So basically, that's really kind of in a sense what that is. Explaining it the easiest way, anyways. Um, And then natural medicine, that was based on, again, our wild herbs that we see right out our door. Um, that was by the Hansen Institute is where I went for that. And
Wow.
yeah, I have uh, so much fun when I went and I did that class, did that whole. It took me a while, but I loved it. It was
Now, natural medicine, what goes under that category? Natural medicines.
Okay, natural medicine. I would say kind of Reiki and kind of Reiki can include that because you're lighting a lot of people. Excuse me. I'll take a sip of water.
Drink you some water.
Water is life. I'm getting those allergies starting up now, and that
Okay.
um are going to be popping soon. Um, but yeah, so basically, Reiki can, because a lot of people use incense to, and oil sometimes to, and with their Reiki, when they're receiving Reiki, or when I'm giving Reiki, like distance Reiki, I will light certain incense and light a candle, and you know, um, while I'm doing the Reiki, and I have a table, and I envision that person right on that table, and because I know what they look like, I can do the, the distance Reiki for them. Um, but yeah, so I would say Reiki does involve some of that. Um, the natural medicine, of course, that's wild herbs that we see right on our Turtle Island here. And TFT, that's more TFT and EFT. That's more, um, thought process and more of the tapping, um, and that's just basically the tapping. So I think it's just those things right there that that would include.
Aromatherapy is very powerful. Can you tell the audience just what it does for your body, your mind?
I think, especially one instance when it comes to anxiety, I think aromatherapy is really something that's calming, very calming for people, and it depends on what's happening. Like depression, you could use something that is, very, like, I guess, like orangey, lemon, and orange, and you know lilac could be for anxiety, whereas lilac's calming, you know, and so that's how I see aromatherapy. That it does fully help
I
people.
I know some people use aromatherapy type products to cleanse their house instead of
Hmm.
commercial products. And
Yes,
can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I do that quite often. I like to use sage, and I like to use cedar,
Mm,
sweetgrass. You can get it in incense form. You just make sure you get like the incense that is natural. It doesn't have a lot of chemicals added to it. Is what you want. And I have used other types of incense also, to add to that even. And I like I love like certain things like, what do you call it?
mm-mm.
Mugwort. And I ever tried mugwort. It smells so nice.
How do you spell that?
Mugwort, MUG
W A R
WORT.
T.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, wow.
yeah.
And
Mugwort.
that's very good.
It's
Uh,
very good. I love it. Yeah.
can you tell the audience that are not um, indigenous the reasons why sage and cedar is used in the circle?
Okay, so sage and cedar and even sweetgrass,
Mm-mm.
basically, it's a way of cleansing, and it's also a way of protecting in a sense, because that negative energy doesn't like that sweetness of the sage or the cedar or the sweetgrass. So it brings in the good, takes out the bad, and it's a cleansing. It's a cleansing for your whole, your mind, body,
Mhm.
and soul. Your spirit. It's a cleansing.
Gets rid of negativity.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Last and least, to the audience, Donna is a winner of the Native American Music Awards. In honor of her for Women's Month, I'm very proud of her accomplishments, and I will have her tell you a little bit about the Native American Music Awards, which is called NAMA. NAMA.
We call them NAMAs, or NAMI for short.
Uh huh.
That's basically the Native American Music Awards. And we Spirit of Thunderheart, we started several years ago. I think 2012 was when we really kicked it off. 2012, but we were together in 2010. Um, and then we changed out a few people. Then 2011, it ended up being with what we have today. And so our first CD actually is this. It's Rising.
Rising, Spirit of Thunderheart.
And what happened was that one day in drum, one of my girls said, "We have enough songs that we can record." And I was like, "Oh, we do." So we found this building where they allowed us to use the downstairs, and there was no reverb or vibration. It was pretty nice. And I have this studio handheld recorder. So we recorded off of that, recorded off of Apple Garage, their music garage. We used that, and then we use this laptop that I'm on right now. I built this laptop so it has a very good sound system in it and speaker, and so I have a studio program on here, so we also use that. So what we ended up using and making CDs off of, we're making MP3s off of, was actually the handheld. The handheld worked marvelously. It was so nice. And so now we have two songs on that. We just did two songs for now, right? As an example, right? So we did two songs on MP3. Um, and then I decided one year, I want to take them to the Native American Music Awards, but I didn't want to tell them in case something happened. I just had that weird feeling in case something happened, that we couldn't go. I'll just say, there's something that we're going to be at someday, and you're going to want to go. I can't tell you what it is right now, and I don't have a date or time, but just be aware that there's something that you're going to want to be at, right? And so I came up to the time when I was about ready to say something because I already had the tickets. And then Hurricane Sandy hit. And when Hurricane Sandy hit, it damaged some of the casinos, so they canceled the NAMIs for the following year.
Oh
So we
no.
were like, oh no. So, okay. So, okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Right. It happens. Things happen. Can't control the weather, And so I ended up not saying anything, but I already had the tickets. But then they're honoring the tickets for the next show. So then finally, the next show, here it is. So I get the hotel, right? And I already have the tickets. So I already have it. It's already planned. So I said to them, now just keep in mind, you're going to want to be at this place and you're going to want to not miss it. And I need all of us there, right? And so when it came to the time, I put it on our Facebook, on Spirit of Thunderheart Facebook. I put it on there and said, congratulations, Spirit of Thunderheart is going to the Native American Music Awards, right? Only one girl, just one girl saw that. One girl, right? So I told her not to say anything, right? So when the night came for our meeting, I made us little songbooks and I put the
Right.
message inside there, right? And so I said, okay, we have a few new songs to learn, which actually we did. I wasn't lying, we did. But I said we have a few new songs to learn, right? Open up your things and check them out, right? And then they open it up and they're just staring. They're not saying anything. And I'm like, oh my God, they're not getting it. And the
Amazing.
other person that already knew about it, she was just going along with it, right? And so then finally it clicks, right? And they're like, oh my God. I go, yep. So get your time off. We all need to be there. You're going to want to be there. And they did. And so there we were. Time came that we ended up at the NAMIs. And when we got there, it was funny because even walking down the red carpet, people thought we were already something.
You're a celebrity.
Right? We all have these jackets. So when I stand up, I'll show what the jackets look like, the best I can. But
Okay.
so this
Wow. Yeah, that's snazzy. Let me see the back.
just do that. That's a jacket, and then the back,
All right.
and it's fringed, and and so there we are, and everybody is just in awe, can we have these jackets? And so we're getting pictures taken, intermission pictures taken, and so we were kind of bored at the end because we were so excited. We didn't know what to do next. The show ended, and there we were. We were like, none of us going to go back to the hotel yet, Everybody was out and hanging out, and then the cafe there is all open on the sides, on like the front, kind of like the front is all open, so you can look into the cafe, right? And we just started singing out of the blue. We were just we were looking for something to do, so we just started singing, and then we sang another song, and then these two women turned around and said, "Oh, that was beautiful. We loved it." And then this man turns around, and on his vest, right, it says, "Spirit Wind Records, Music of Native America," right? And Brenda goes to me, "Oh, that's a record company." I go, "Yes, it is." Right. So I thought, I'm going to go talk to him. So I bring him over a card and I say, this is who we are and dun dun dun. Right. And he says, stop right there. He stops me from talking. And he says, "I like what I see and I like what I hear. I want to sign you on." So in
Wow.
my mind, I'm going, okay, don't act silly. Don't get all flustered. So then I asked him, well, tell me a little bit about your company, right? And I had some questions for him, and he answered them. And I said, well, let me introduce you to all the girls. So I called them over, and you know, I introduced all the rest of the girls, right? And I could see that they were starting. And I said, and Donald Blackbox here would like to sign us on, right? And I could see they're starting to overthink it. And I'm like, oh boy, get them out of here, right? And so I I asked Donald if he wanted something to drink, and he was all good. And I said, here's some money. Just go and get me a bottle of water and get what you like, and out of there, right?
Uh-huh.
We continued talking, and then he invited us to the after party as his VIP guest to the after party, and that was so much fun. And you know,
Sounds like it.
and then the
I was
next day,
supposed to go. I was
yeah,
supposed to go to the very first one.
uh,
It
and then
wasn't even off the ground then.
oh my gosh, right? Uh, yeah. Then after that, he said, I'll give you a week to decide if you want to sign on with in the company, and I said, okay. So day two, it was a Tuesday. And I called them up and I said, we're in.
Oh,
So
awesome.
we signed on with him, and then we did our uh, recording like about a couple weeks later. We recorded in a studio in Nyack, New York, and we recorded in all one setting. So basically, it was, uh, all one time. We recorded all the songs all at once, and we cut a CD. Got CDs cut, and then we sent master copies to Red Company, and it went from there. And then there we were. We were published and out, and our first CD, which is Rising, and
Show the audience again the first
and
CD.
that's the first CD. And then like a year later, Record Company submitted us for a nomination, and we won. Best Trans
Wow.
we won. And let's see, here is on the podium.
Wow. Now that's the first award, right?
The first award. That's on the
Wow.
podium. And then
Mm-mm.
this was backstage, actually.
Wow.
Backstage.
That's so awesome. I
Yeah.
never would have figured in days I would have a friend that won this prestigious award, and there you are.
Uh, and then this is our record company, Donald Blacklock, CEO of Spirit Wind Records. That's
Oh, that's your personal record company.
yeah, and that's me with him.
Right. You spoke of that you have your record company and also you have your own personal studio
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, I have a studio downstairs. I can record down there, but I have my mother's piano down there, which I kind of write music with the piano um,
Mm-mm.
sometimes, and then get ideas, and then I have my drums are upstairs because they're a little bit safer upstairs. They have their own room.
Sounds like
um,
a big house.
but we have our guitars down there, and my harmonica set is down there. So we have a lot of music down there. But yeah, that's downstairs. Opposite of that is my office, but and then down further is my husband's office.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm downstairs
May I have your autograph 3 times?
but yeah, so I could go downstairs and work downstairs, and a lot of times when I write music, I come up with a solo. I come up with it like in the shower, driving, even sitting on the couch. I go, oh wait, I got, oh that sounds good, and I'm like clicking on the recorder on my phone, and I'm recording.
How many songs did you actually write yourself
Okay.
for the CDs? I know
Yeah.
you have some traditional songs as well, and some are original. How many
Yeah.
did you write?
Okay. So I don't know more is what I wrote. I wrote that song. That's on Rising. I wrote also this powwow's over. That's on Rising. I wrote that one, and the words and also the music. And then on Unity, I wrote uh, Four Directions, Farewell Chant, Lost Words, which is spoken word. I wrote
Oh,
that.
spoken word.
Um, Wait, no, that's not spoken word. That's a chant. I can't see. I don't got glasses on. And
We're in
then,
it together,
um,
sis.
yeah. So, anyways, the Four Directions. That's actually like a chant that. But I wrote that, and then I wrote Northeastern Woodland Ancestors honor. That is spoken word. That's spoken word. And then on tradition, I actually wrote a lot on tradition. On tradition, I wrote Dream of Elders. I wrote Apology Spoken. Um, I came up with a solo to Mountain Flower because there was no solo to it, just the words from years ago. And then Creator's Gift to Bearsberry, I wrote that one. And Buffalo Spoken Word, I wrote that one too.
Wow,
Um,
you wrote a lot.
yeah, and I still have several songs that I wrote that we didn't record yet. And during the pandemic, I wrote songs too. And, so our,
The pandemic leaves a lot of times to be creative.
yeah,
Our
yeah,
world has changed immensely.
yes, it has, yes, yes. And, I think a lot of times with our songs, they have a teaching to them, and of course all music is healing, but they also have a teaching to them. So just to talk about the song when it represents what it means is something that should be heard and also understood, and shared and absolutely shared with
I
the
would
rest.
love to hear some of your spoken word. I didn't know you did spoken word as
Uh,
well. When you have time one day, I would love to hear that.
yeah, yeah.
I was
I wrote a spoken word about COVID actually, and
really,
yeah, that is a spoken word, and about loss, and
you
yeah.
know, COVID has a big effect. My sister is about to cross over, and she was doing better with her chemotherapy, but COVID got to her, and they
Um,
had to stop her chemotherapy because and cure the COVID. By then, the cancer spread even worse,
um,
and amazing how much COVID can affect um, all of our situations today. And
yeah,
um, you could be getting cured from one thing, and it can come and destroy you in another way. It's just incredible how much COVID has impacted us. I mean, I have a studio at home now, and
uh,
it's amazing, COVID. And for you to write that song, I look at it as a healer. Uh,
hmm,
and I
yeah,
would really love to hear it one day.
yeah. I would love to share.
Oh, I appreciate that. I see that you have beautiful jewelry around your beautiful choker. Did you make that? You
Uh,
make
yeah,
jewelry as well?
yes, I make jewelry as well. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Uh, there we go. So it has a turtle on it.
That's beautiful. Yeah, my show is
Um, but yeah, I make
named after Turtle Island.
yeah, I make chokers, I make necklaces, I make beaded earrings, um,
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
I do silver earrings, also bracelets. I do beaded and also bone bracelets, and I used to make regalia years ago for people.
You have a picture of you in regalia?
I don't do that no more. I have actually this one. Oh, I do have one over there. I have this one here, and I have another one that is
Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow.
that was actually Poughkeepsie Journal. I was interviewed in a newspaper, and I believe that is um, Bowden Park, maybe. Might have been Bowden Park. And then here's one in Regalia,
Oh, wow. Lovely.
and I think that might have been Carmel, maybe.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, and I also teach more traditional dance too, and I was a lead dancer for a short time for some powwows, and then of course
Mm-mm.
COVID happened and things like that. But yeah, uh, I did lead. I was a lead dancer for a little bit, and I also teach more traditional dance too. Um,
Yeah, you mentioned something about fancy dance. You were asked to do
oh gosh,
fancy
yeah, I,
school.
I'm like, uh, everybody says, "Oh, you're still a baby," but my body don't say so. I have like bum knees, my hips are like showing me, hey, you're not young anymore. And last year it was for a butterfly event, and I know the woman that does it, that does the butterfly garden there, Kenko, um, in Ulster, New York, and she asked me to she asked our group to actually sing and open it up and sing, but she asked if I could do a fancy dance, right? And I was like, sure, sure, I can do that for everybody, right? So then I'm talking to my Debbie. I'm like, Debbie, I can't even cross over my legs. How am I going to do this? Oh, no one will know what you're doing anyways. You'll be fine. Well, it ended up to where I could cross my legs maybe a touch and not have it be
Mm-mm.
so, like I didn't know what I was doing. And so
Aw.
it came out fine. Everybody said it was beautiful. They loved it, and it came out fine.
I know you did a wonderful job.
Uh,
Getting back to your skills as a drummer, how's that experience in the circle for females? You see a few doing it, but not many. And how were you treated?
okay, so really, we haven't had any real negativity. We've been accepted by a lot of different tribal people, and including uh, Lakota, which that's absolutely not not welcome. But we were welcomed with open arms with a lot of people, and we never had a bad outcome ever. I mean, it's been amazing, and we're out in several countries. We're out in several states that recognize us, and in the west and in the south and the north and the east, and it's just it's beautiful. Um, it's an honor to be able to share our heartbeat and you know and share the culture. We're each different, but we have similarities from tribe to tribe. You know, so
Right. What type of venues have you played and are going to play in?
okay, we do for nonprofits. We've done for churches. We've done for communities. Um, we also do our own concerts. the record company gets us. Well, of course, we missed out on 2 concerts from the record company because of COVID, but we we also do concerts that way too. And right now we have Easter Sunday. We're doing a concert teaching for a church on Easter Sunday coming up, and then after that, I have a concert that we're giving at Bowden Park, um, which is in Boyceville, New York. And then we have Banadori, which is a Japanese dance festival. Um,
Oh,
against
that's interesting.
Yep, and we say against nuclear powered weapons. That's in August. Multicultural festival, I think we'll be back there again this year. Um, so yeah, we have things that we usually do.
Mhm.
Um, and we usually do Clearwater too. But I don't know if Clearwater's what they're doing right now, but usually we have Clearwater too. But and then our concerts. Hopefully we get a concert in besides our own concert. That would be nice.
Awesome. Will you play us a couple of selections before we go?
Sure. So let's see how much time we have. So okay, so Unity is our second CD,
Okay.
and we were nominated for Unity in 2016. We lost by a little speck. We missed it by a little speck. That's right. And this was in 2015. I'll read it. It's One World Music Awards for 2015. We were nominated for the Best Native American Album by One World Music. That was for Unity. And then I'll be as quick as I can here, get everything in I want to share. This is Tradition. That's our latest CD, and that we just won. This was a picture for Unity. We're backstage.
Wow, beautiful.
So hard to do camera. There we go. But we got it. We made it work. And then this here is our Tradition. 2019, we actually won.
That's a beautiful jacket you guys are wearing.
Uh, we won in 2019, right before the pandemic, and in our tradition, all the this is all my photography, and my husband's photography. So basically, each CD has my own photography and my husband's photography, but then also some of the graphics is, of course, Spirit Wind Records graphics
Mhm.
too. So if you open up Tradition on the inside cover, I know you can't see it. There's a little black dot.
Uh-huh.
That's
Oh, I
actually
see.
eagle. That's actually an eagle. That was taken at my house. We have a nest here. So, and then this one here, we have these here that are,
Oh, that's 2022.
that is the latest. They are outstanding contributions to the Native American music industry by our CEO, Donna Blackbot from Spirit Wind Records. So it's like the highest award that you can get from the record company. And right now we hold 13 of those awards.
Wow,
So
amazing.
what I'm going to say before we play some music is that, to me, to us, it's not about the success or the fame. I think it's more about being able to get the voice and the heartbeat out there and sharing about our culture and including about talking about our environment, how important our environment is, but also, of course, our culture. And to me, that's what it's about. That's really what it's
Right, exactly. Everyone together.
right. And then, oh, what I should have said, I just had this thought. Um, Besides the dog having a thought, I just had this thought that part of the Reiki and the healing light and all of this, even though I don't use it in the lodge, um, I suffered a one light therapy, possibly in herbs. But this is a picture of my lodge.
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful
That was
frame too.
that was like a long time ago. I've been doing lodge since I've been 41, and so that's like almost 20 years. And so that's healing within itself. The Moon Lodge, leading that and conducting that and sharing.
Wow.
Okay, so Um, oh, and like while I'm loading up the CD, the photography on there. I actually graduated from New York uh, Institute of Photography way back in '91, and
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
yeah, I so enjoyed that. I loved it. So
Yeah,
it helps
that's
me today.
beautiful.
Oh wait, what am I doing? Rising. I went right past it. Went too fast. There we go. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, yo. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, yo. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah. Hi-yo, 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 yeah. Hi-yo, 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 ah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Hi-yo, hi-yo, yeah. Way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, yo.
Yay. That was awesome.
So that was Rising off that CD, and that was the Mohawk Welcome song.
Oh,
So what
that
it
is
means
beautiful.
is that we're welcoming everybody to a gathering, and it's kind of like you're welcome. We're glad you're here, and it's also a round dance. So it's also a round dance because
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Donna. I'm
uh,
going to give the audience you give the audience your music email this time.
okay. So basically, if you're emailing about music or events, or you have a question or whatever it may be, music related, that is Spirit of Thunderheart at yahoo.com. It's all
Well,
small letters all together. Spirit of Thunderheart at yahoo.com. That's actually our group email. Um, and then my personal email for like medicinal, for Reiki, and any of the other things I mentioned is DJ Coane, Coane, at gmail.com. So it's DJ Coane at gmail.com.
I have some viewers are saying I enjoy using white shade sage and dragon's blood sage. And wow, that's amazing, Donna. Beautiful. When you're musically inclined, it just comes to you. And
Uh,
just that beautiful. The
uh,
beautiful.
thank
They
you.
loved it.
I love dragon's blood. I sometimes do burn like frankincense and myrrh with dragon's blood. So sometimes I do.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, sister, for coming on today.
Uh,
I love you much, Gaia Yui, as I say in
uh,
Cherokee. Love you so much. And I
Uh,
want to invite you back so you can do some of your spoken word. Once again, tell the audience what nations you are.
okay, so basically I'm Scatico, and but also I have Chippewa Cree in me and Mohawk. I was raised Mohawk. That's why I know more Mohawk than I do anything else. Um,
Hmm.
but um, but I actually belong to the Scatico, and the Scatico actually came from the Mohegan into the Scatico. So that's where that came from. But yeah, I'm I'm proud of my heritage, and
I'm proud of you. We go back a long time.
yeah, we do, we
My
do,
sister.
yeah, yeah, we do.
Well,
Well,
I enjoyed having you today and spending your day with me.
uh,
And I
yeah.
love you much, and you're gonna come back.
Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will. I will. I enjoyed it so much.
Oh, good. So, audience, this is Fiber Gray Wolf signing off. Native Voices, Turtle Island. Love you guys.
Uh,
Bye, Donna.
thank you so much.
You're
Love you.
welcome.